Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome again to another painting tutorial. I'll be doing a bird painting today, and I think this is the first time, or maybe not the first time, that I'll be doing a bird painting. I'll be linking in the description box below a few bird painting tutorials that I've done. Of course, I'm gonna include the chicken painting tutorial. So I'll be sketching first the subject so that you know where things are gonna go. And the colors that I'll be using for today's tutorial are as follows. They will be listed in the description box below as well. So we have titanium white. I'm sorry about the lots and lots of colors, but that's how I am. Anyway, the colors will be listed in the description box below, so you can simply refer to them if you think that my palette is gross and all messed up. Titanium white, black, lemon yellow, cadmium yellow, cadmium red, and burnt sienna. So again, as I said, I'll be sketching first the subject, and you know me, I usually use my paints directly on the canvas in sketching my subject. I really don't use pencil or tracing material. I just don't, because I feel like if I trace something on my canvas using a tracer, I'm not really practicing my drawing skills. While I am not really drawing, since I'm only sketching, you know, I practice my visual skill in determining where things are gonna go, meaning in proportioning my canvas so that the image as much as possible fits perfectly on my canvas, or fits symmetrically or proportionately. So I hope that makes sense. So let's sketch now the subject, and for the sketch I'll be using my burnt sienna. As you can see here, I'm using a square wooden sheet, my favorite material to paint on. You can always use any material that you like for your painting. I'm just using a wooden sheet because the pores of the sheet, I just like how absorbent it is. I really don't like to paint wet on wet. So the wooden sheet is perfect for me, for, you know, it motivates me to continue the painting because I'm not having a hard time. So you can always paint on a regular stretch canvas or canvas board, as long as it's square, so that you can, or we can, both of us can have the same proportion. Again, just get yourselves a square canvas or any material to paint on. So using my burnt sienna, I'm just gonna sketch where the subject is. So this will be the bark of the tree where the bird is seated. Okay, you know what I really like painting about nature is that you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect when you're doing it, especially when we're doing trees, shapes like this one, barks of trees. You can do a curvy bark of tree, whatever shape you want it. All right, so the bird will be right here. The bird will be on top of it. So I'm gonna use my black. I'm gonna use my black, and I'm gonna start underpainting the tree, the tree trunk. Oh no, not the tree trunk, the branch, the tree branch. Alright, so this will be the underpainting for the tree branch, and we're gonna wait for this to dry. Okay, and by the way, we will be using palette knife. We will be using a palette knife later to create some texture on the tree branch. Why do I keep saying tree trunk? I'm just so used to saying tree trunk when I paint, because I often paint landscapes. So instead of tree branch, I always say tree trunks. Anyway, again, let's wait for this to dry. My canvas or my wooden sheet is really absorbent, so I really don't have to wait too long. Now I'm gonna sketch the bird, which is the main subject. So I'm gonna use also brown. Actually, the painting will be more of a monochromatic type of painting, because the colors will be more of earthy, meaning we won't be using bright pink, we won't be using green, in all honesty. So I'm gonna sketch first, and if I commit mistake, it's alright. I'm just gonna paint over it. I'm gonna sketch first the head of the bird. I'm using burnt sienna. You can use black if you want, but I think this is the color that is very near the, what they call this, near the actual color of this bird. Okay, that will be the wing. Okay, and then there you go. Can I just say something about, you know, how I feel about painting nowadays? In all honesty, compared to years ago, especially when I was starting to paint, or when I was just beginning my art journey, I'm not doing a paint everyday thing anymore. And I think because I feel like I've painted almost everything under the sun, and I still obsess about paintings, especially when I go to museums and exhibits. But when it comes to my own painting, I really don't obsess anymore. Like, I need to paint a day, something like that, because I've done that, and it helped me really practice, you know. And sometimes I kind of miss that old version of myself when I get to paint every day. And in all honesty, I am not prevented in whatsoever manner to paint every day. It's just that I choose not to paint every day because I'm doing something else. Yeah, maybe I'm gonna tell you later, but yeah, I'm doing something else, like maybe working out, reading something, and I'm also enjoying the process, and it's giving me the same positive effects, just like painting. All I'm saying is that I don't want to let go of doing paintings. That's why I sometimes, even if I really don't feel like painting, I always give time for painting, because painting is really important for me. Really important for me and really important to me. You know, I don't want to just let it go, just like some other people who don't know anymore how to paint simply because they just let go. I hope I'm making sense. I'm just sharing. I really didn't want to share that originally, but I just want to tell that even if I am known to be painting every day, I mean, not literally, but I really paint a lot, you know, especially before. Things have changed. You know, that was 2017 when I started painting every day. And then come 2021, 2022, I started to shift my focus on something else without, however, letting go of painting. I'm just sharing, okay? All right, so that is the shape of the bird. I'm gonna sketch now the beak, okay? So, again, I'm not saying that I don't like to paint anymore. I like to paint. In fact, I always think of painting every day. It's just that there are other things that I also find important to me, and which is good, you know, because I never thought that I would really find something else to focus on other than painting. And I'm just so happy that things have changed. I'm not gonna say all the details, but yeah, that's what I'm saying. So now, since we already have the shape of the bird, I'm gonna underpaint the body of the bird. And for that, I'll be using a grayish brown. So I'll be getting my burnt sienna right here. I hope you can see it, right? Even if you don't see, I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm gonna get my white so that it's grayish, maybe more black, because I really want a darker gray color with a hint of brown. Okay, I'm gonna get more burnt sienna, maybe this. Okay, more black. I really want it dark grayish brown, and I'm gonna use that right here. Again, this is very preliminary, and I'm gonna go in a quite diagonal brush stroke. And of course, I'm gonna paint over the sketch line, especially on the left side. Okay. And I think, you know, a lot of my social media followers, when they see me, all they think about is painting. Maybe because they were following me because of the painting. And I'm glad that they do. I'm glad that you do. Because it will always remind me of how I started. So there's no letting go. I don't think I will ever let go of painting. I'm just saying that the intensity of my desire to paint every day has lessened, because I've already found myself through painting, and that gave me the opportunity to also find happiness from doing other things apart from painting. You know, that I hope that makes sense. Like art gave me a new life, which made me appreciate other things in my life. You know, I don't want to sound dramatic today. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, so I'm still using gray right here. Let's go back. And I'm gonna get my brown, my burnt sienna. I'm gonna add a little bit of black to that, and I'm just gonna continue underpainting this. I should have done that earlier. Okay, I'm just gonna underpaint the wing, this. Okay. Okay, I just made a realization why I'm not painting every day anymore. Because I already found happiness in other things or other areas of my life. And it's not just about doing this. And that's really good, because I have many options now. Okay, I'm gonna use brown, but I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow towards the tail. Okay, that's too yellow. I'm gonna add more brown. That's too brown. Okay, I'm just gonna add some. Okay, this is the underpainting for the tail. Okay, more brown actually. So as you can see here, I'm trying to adjust it on the spot. I really don't have an idea of how it will I will be able to do it, but you know, as trial and error. Oh, it's too yellow. Alright, so I'm gonna underpaint right here. Like that. Okay. And I'm gonna darken this part of the head. Okay, I'm gonna use a more pointy brush. A smaller brush, I mean, not pointy. I'm gonna use black. And I'm just gonna darken this part of the face. And also right here. Okay, all right. Okay, now I'm gonna get my white, but I'll be adding a little bit of brown to that and a little bit of yellow. Maybe more yellow. And let's try to create some details already on the body. So I'm moving in the direction following the shape of the bird. Again, you don't want to just color the image. You want to make sense of your brush strokes. I mean, you don't want to do vertical or horizontal brush strokes because it just doesn't make sense. Okay, so again, try to paint on the sketch lines, because the sketch lines should only serve as a guide where things are gonna go. They should not be there with the final look. So again, try to create some feather-like brush strokes like this. Right here on the face. Okay, I did some black coloring here, but seems like I'll be redoing that. All right, just like that. And I think I'll be using a fan brush later. Okay, I'll be using lighter browny colors and just finish this area. Okay, just like this. Okay, and then some brown and gray, but I'm gonna remove excess water. Okay, again, brown and black. Okay, more black. Okay, just like that. And then some more black. I'm actually removing the excess paint or the excess water from my paint brush and almost dry brushing. Okay. And then some black. Okay, back. Okay, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna get my gray back. I'm gonna add white. I want a lighter gray and a little bit of burnt sienna, so it's just like grayish brown again, just like what we had earlier. And I'm gonna color the top of the head. Okay, more brown. Right. Okay, just like that. I'm gonna get my brown and yellow. Just combine brown, burnt sienna, and let's start adding some more details on the feathers. On the wing. Okay. Right here. And slightly on the tummy area. For some reason my stomach is growling. And I'm gonna dab on some of that color randomly on the upper part of the body. Alright, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna underpaint the beak. It's not yet done. For the beak, I'm gonna get my yellow plus this brown. I already had this color, so just color it with this color. I'm gonna extend it. Okay, just a little adjustment. Okay, just like that. Okay. A little bit of yellowish color. All right. Okay, I'm gonna allow that first to dry before moving on to detailing. We haven't really done the eye and all that, all the other parts. Let's move back to the tree branch. Okay, so as I told you, I'll be using a palette knife to create some texture, but let's first create some details using a regular brush. I'll be getting my gray, what we already have here, and I'm just gonna start creating some, okay, just like this. I'm not really following certain format, like I'm quite random here, so I'm just dragging my brush in a way that creates this pattern on the tree branch, not brunch. I'm really hungry. I'm talking about brunch. All right. All right, just like that. Okay, I'm gonna dab onto my pure white without washing my brush, and I'm gonna try to do the same way of applying the paint on this area. This is actually too white, but I'm just gonna use my brush and my fingers to create the pattern that I want for the tree branch. And by using white, we also create light play. Okay, now I'm gonna dab onto my brown. Okay, I'll be adding a little bit of black, but do not add too much black. We want this color to be seen, so I'm gonna do it in the same manner. So just randomly applying it, making it appear natural. You know, the goal here is to make it natural, and for it to look natural, it has to be random. That's what I like about nature. It's random, and you're not really forced to do symmetry. You're not forced to do equal measurements. I just love painting nature, and I just love how asymmetrical everything is, you know. Okay, and we want to maximize our time, because while waiting for the bird colors to dry up, we're moving to this part, so we're not wasting any time here. So now I think I can use my palette knife. So I'm gonna use this palette knife. Actually, any palette knife will do, but for the size of my canvas, I'm just gonna use a longer one, so that it can, because if I choose a fatter palette knife, like this type of knife, I will have a harder time creating the texture that I want. So I'll be using a longer palette knife so that it matches the length of my tree branch. So I'm gonna use my palette knife and drag it on the burnt sienna, black and white color combination. So you don't have to mix it to blend the colors very well. You can allow some colors to show. And I'm just gonna spread it like butter on my canvas. You don't have to press on too hard. Just make sure that you apply paint on substantial area of the painting. I'm gonna dab onto my black, and I'm just gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna drag and allow the colors to do its own thing. By doing this, you're not the only one controlling the painting. Actually, you lose control when you use palette knife. Maybe minimal control, but it really depends on the palette knife, on the texture that it wants. Okay, just go with it and allow it to be there. I think I'm gonna allow this to dry. Maybe I can use my regular brush now to add some more details. I'm gonna get my black and brown. And I'm just gonna add a little bit of that color. Alright, and then I'm gonna get my white using a smaller or pointier brush. I'm gonna use my white to create some random white markings. And also here, I'm just gonna lighten this part. Okay. And then some light browns. Okay, and more browns. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna fix this. Looks weird. Okay, and then black, and then when this dries up, maybe later, I'm gonna do some more retouching. I mean, at this moment it's quite wet, so I cannot really add some more layers that will emphasize the texture that I want for this tree branch. So I'm gonna wait for it to dry. Let's go back to the main subject, which is the bird. Let me check. Okay, so I'm gonna allow that first to dry. Later I will go back to this area, but for now let's just allow this to be there, okay, and let it dry. So for the bird, let's go back. It's pretty much dry. I mean, mine is dry now. I'm gonna get my fan brush. So I'm gonna get my fan brush, okay, to create some more texture on the feathers. I'm gonna dab onto my white. Okay, I did not wet my brush, and I'm just gonna create, okay, some feather-like detailing on the bird's body. While it's true that I usually talk when I paint, please also try to observe the way I'm doing things, because there are things that I just cannot explain in words, especially when it comes to technique. So I want you to be more observant, because that's how I learned when I was just starting. I also try to observe. I just don't rely on the teachers talking, okay? Because as visual artists, we should know that there are things better said, better watched than understood through words. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So I'm gonna go in a little bit of random direction, because we want, again, some natural movement going on. Even if it's a bird, it's not really landscape. Okay, I'm gonna apply a little bit of that white color right on the head. Okay, and also here. A little bit of that color. Okay, I'm gonna get my yellow and burnt sienna. I'm not really, again, washing my brush. Okay, I'm trying to create more natural patterns, because if you wet your brush, you're just gonna get a smudge, or, you know, a brush stroke that you don't really that doesn't really go well with the painting. Okay, a little bit of that yellowish color on the body. Okay, you don't have to do it all over the bird's body. You just have to be more like only a few touches of that color. Okay, I'm gonna dab onto my white. Okay, try to be more natural. That's our goal here. Okay, again, I would like to remove the sketch line. I can still see my sketch line. We don't want that anymore. Okay. We haven't really done the feet. Okay, now I'm gonna use my regular brush. We might go back to using our fan brush later, but let it sit for a while. Now I'm gonna go back to using my regular brush, and I'll be getting my brown. Okay, burnt sienna. You know, I call it burnt sienna brown. I hope that's fine with you. And I'm gonna use that to the wing area. Use my fingers to spread it nicely. It's more of technique. Okay. It's more of technique. Like that. And then here. And then let's go back. Remember, I already did this earlier, but since I painted over it, I'm redoing it. Let's just create some. Okay. Let's create some more small details. I'm gonna get my gray. Oops. My hand, okay. The paintbrush just slipped from my hands. From my hand, I mean. Wow. I think my paintbrushes already have lives of their own. I gave them life. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna dab on some watered down black right on the cheeks of my bird. So right here, just to make it more natural looking. You know, I always say that, natural looking. I'm gonna mix it with brown. Let's create some more details on the head. Okay, just like that. And using that brownie, dark brown, let's detail the beak. Okay, just like that. And using a pointier brush, let's okay, you know, my brushes are really not that pointy anymore because they're old. Okay, I'm gonna try to use this one. I hope this works. So I'm just gonna mix some line. Okay, that's great. Okay, that's perfect. Okay, just to divide the beak into two. I'm gonna wait for that to dry. And I'm gonna get my white and maybe a little bit of detailing. Some more white. White as well. If you have an extra fan brush, you can also use that because we already used our fan brush earlier. So if you have an extra brush, I suggest you get it. I'll be getting mine. But if you don't have an extra fan brush, please wash it carefully and then wipe off the excess water. We'll be using that later. I'm just using white again. We don't want any sketch line going on. We don't want that. It will look cartoonish, which is not the goal. There's nothing wrong with cartoons. I always watch cartoons, by the way. It's just that for painting purposes, you don't want that for this one. Okay, I'm gonna use a little bit of light. Okay, this is dark. Okay. I'm gonna get some white, but without the excess moisture. Okay. I'm just gonna add a separation line, you know, between the tail and the bark. Okay, just like that, very subtle. And now let's create the actually there are more detailings that should be done. I'm gonna get my gray. Okay, I'm just gonna highlight. I'm just gonna highlight in this area. Okay. And using this, I'm just gonna also brighten the right side of the beak. Okay, just like that. Maybe adding some more details. Okay, using some more white. Okay, some more highlights. Okay, if you can hear some people talking in the background, those are my neighbors. I can hear them talking. All right. Okay, I'm gonna get my white. Let's create some more details on the feather. Okay. Okay, some more gray markings. Okay, now let's do the feet. I'm not yet done with the eye, but later we will do that. Okay. Okay, maybe I'm just gonna finish this off, the head. You want to make sure that the head is highlighted, and then some white just to give it more light play. All right, just like that. Okay, and a little bit of yellow, just a hint. Okay, you don't want to do this too much. Like you want to overdo. You don't want to overdo that yellow thing. Okay, just a hint of yellow. Okay. All right, now I'm gonna sketch the feet. Okay. Wait up. I'm gonna make some more adjustment. Okay. All right, just like that, and try to create it to make it a little more gray on the left side. Okay, just like that. And the beak. Okay, I'm gonna get my brown. All right, just like that. Okay. I am starting to obsess again. I'm gonna get my black because I'm just like that, and I really love that I can obsess about the things that I like. It just fires me up. You know, when you're not obsessed about the things that you love, you will always love it half-heartedly. That's what I think. If you're obsessed about the things that you love, you will always give everything you got. Have you noticed that? I mean, for some people, obsession might be a wrong thing, but don't take it too literally when I say obsession. It only means that if it's worth doing, it's worth doing well, right? Right. I mean, I'm answering my own question because I'm talking to myself. Okay. So I might as well remove. Okay. Okay, some of this lines. Okay, I'm just cleaning it. Okay. All right, just like that. Okay, as I told you, I'll be doing the feet. Okay, I kind of like this one. I'm really in the mood for painting today. So for the feet, I'm just gonna use my burnt sienna plus red, and then maybe white. I'm gonna add a little bit of black just to tone down the color. So it's brown, red, and black and white, and let's start sketching. So just like that. Make it a little pointy. All right, and also, okay. It will only show, okay, just like that, and we'll be using a different color already. Okay, I'm gonna get my black. I'm gonna start some, I'm gonna do some stripes and the claw. The claw? Yeah, claw. We're not gonna focus on this, but we should make sure that it's there, okay? So I'm gonna get my white again. So using white, I'm gonna make some overlapping, yeah, like that. So make sure that the feathers overlap with the feet so that it looks more natural. You don't want to make the feet look like they're just sticking out from the body. You want to make sure that it's part of the body. Okay? Okay, just making some more feather-like brush strokes. Okay, I'm gonna get my browns. Just to balance. Okay. Okay. Some dark colors. Okay, now as I told you, I'll be using another fan brush. I'll be using another fan brush just for us to have a cleaner brush strokes this time. So, and it's finer, by the way. The bristles of this fan brush is more fine. So I'm just gonna use this to, again, create more feather-like brush strokes. Just like that. Okay. All right. Now, since we're already at it, I'm gonna use this fan brush. Okay. I think this is pretty much dry that I can layer on it. I'm gonna try because the paint on the tree branch is actually really thick. Okay, so I'm gonna try. So if it messes up, it's all right. I'm just gonna paint over it anyway. So I'm gonna use this. Okay, good. It's all dry. Just to highlight the tree branch. You don't want to do this to all over the tree branch. You just want to make sure that you highlight it. Okay, I'm gonna switch to my brown and white. Maybe I'm gonna wet it a bit just to add some more smoothness to the application. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna drag a little bit of horizontal white. Okay, not too much again. Okay, remember that we already did the claw, the feet. So I'm gonna add some black color right under where I painted the feet, just to make it more it will not be that obvious, but let's just make sure that we do it, because sometimes even if try to make sense of your painting, you know, those little details, even if they're not really obvious, that's not the whole purpose of painting. The purpose is to appreciate reality. Well, that's my point. I mean, that's my goal. If realism is not your style, go ahead and do your own thing. It's all right. Okay, I'm just gonna paint it. But what I'm saying is, when I started doing as much as possible realistic paintings, I don't do cartoons, I don't do all that stuff. My appreciation of the objects right in front of me have developed my visual sense, okay, has developed really well, I must say. Okay, I'm gonna again drag onto my brown, maybe wet it a bit just to add a little more of that color, random, because I want it to look or to appear more natural. Okay. Okay. This is appearing so weird, like this part. I don't know why okay, I'm just gonna make some adjustment. Alright, just like that. Okay. Let me check. Okay, that's great. Now I'm thinking about backgrounding it with white, okay, because my wooden sheet is a little bit of on the yellow side. So I'm gonna get my brush, okay, a clean one. I'm gonna get my white, my pure white, and I'm gonna start okay, backgrounding my wooden sheet with white, so that we're consistent with light play. Okay, if you are not doing this, it's okay. I just want white background because I think it's perfect. It's perfect for a white background. It's going to give my painting more brightness, and that's what I really want. It will only take me a few minutes to do the rough rough backgrounding. I can talk again. So I'm gonna allow that white to overlap the head part because it will also serve as the highlight, and also just to keep it more light. Okay. Don't be afraid to overlap it with, okay, just like that. Okay, do this only if you're using an off-white material that you're painting on. You don't have to do this if your canvas or material is already white. Okay, you don't have to. I'm only doing this because I want a white background. All right. Okay, I'm gonna add a little bit of brightness right here. Oops. And don't forget this area. So through this way, I'm also cleaning it. And by cleaning, I mean removing those paints that went outside the main sketch line. Okay, I'm just relayering it with white. I just love it. I just love this painting. I don't know why. And I'm gonna drag the remaining paint onto the body of my bird. Okay, just like that, so that the feathers look more natural. And I'm just gonna dry brush along this area. Okay, so I accidentally grabbed some brown. I don't know where I got it, but I'm just gonna, okay, I'm just gonna spread it out so that, okay, perfect. Mm-hmm. Here. Apply some browns. Okay, this is definitely how I obsess over my painting. I just don't stop, but I know when to stop. Okay, all right. I like this, absolutely. But then I think since I was using a lot of white, I deleted some areas like the beak, the line that separates the upper and the lower beak. I think I painted over that area, so I'm just gonna redo that part. And also some details, it's just gone. And what I really like about acrylics is that you can simply paint over the paint. Not only that it dries pretty quick, which I like it, by the way. I like it when my paints dry pretty quick. More than waiting, because I don't like waiting. Okay, more browns. Okay, some more browns. Again, try to observe, and be patient. Okay, I'm gonna highlight the feet or in the claw, just very subtly, since it's not really obvious, you know. Just make sure that it's there. You don't have to overdo that. Just make sure that it's there. Okay, I like this one. Okay, now we do the eye. We haven't done the eye. This is not the eye, by the way. So for the eyes, I'm just gonna get my gray, okay, and okay, I will try my very best to be very careful, because I don't want to draw super. Okay, just like that. Okay, just like that. You can end it right there. And a little bit of point, tiny. Okay. All right, just like that. And you don't want to overdo that. We're trying to create a bird here. Okay, now we just added the eye, but very subtle. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna darken a little bit of this area to give it more dimension. Okay. Okay, just like that, giving it that effect, because this is how I obsess. I told you. Okay, now I'm gonna dab onto my yellow. Be very careful with the application of yellow. You don't want to overdo the yellow. You just want the yellow color to be there, but you don't want it to be overpowering. Okay. Just like that, just a little bit of that color. Okay, let me check. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna get my white again. Okay. Okay, wow, this is nice. And I just want to make sure that the white color is evenly distributed. Especially this area. I forgot about this one. Of course, I'm dragging a little bit of brownie color. I don't know where I got it, but yeah, try to fix it. Okay. Okay, just a few more touches and I think I'm done. I'm just gonna whiten this area because it is also part of the background. It's an opening, so just make sure that it is colored white as well, or whatever background color that you have. Make sure that this part is the same, has the same color with your background color. Okay, I keep dragging the wrong colors. Why? Okay. Because some colors are still wet. That's it. Okay. I like it. Okay, so I'm gonna sign this now because this is pretty much done. Okay, I'm gonna sign this using my black, and I'm gonna sign right here. And we're done. So I hope you enjoy that one, guys. We're done, and I hope you paint along with me. Sorry, but I just saw something that is not very nice. Okay, I saw a water drop. All right. Okay, just fixing. Okay, so I hope you enjoy that one, and I hope you paint along with me. As I mentioned a while ago, I'll be linking in the description box below the bird painting tutorials that I had in the past so that you can choose from among them. And I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in my next one. Bye, guys. Love you.